Happy Tuesday. It's time to do this week's video. Get ready. Okay, I'm getting a little closer because we've had chainsaws going on off and on every single day now for the past couple weeks. So I want to drown out the chainsaws. So you might hear a little buzzing in the back, but it shouldn't be bad. So today, I'm going to talk about something that Grandma Colston asked. Actually, it's been over a week, and he asked this in our group on Facebook, and I thought it was a good topic for today's video. Grandma posted on August 15th, he said, "What do you think Apostle Paul meant in Galatians chapter 1 about letting people be accursed if they preach a different gospel than the grace of God? We know Christ redeemed everyone, so no one can be condemned for preaching a perverted gospel." Yes, you're right, and yes, Paul's right. So, first of all, why is Germa right? Germa's right when he says nobody can be, nobody can be condemned for preaching a perverted gospel. That's true. Nobody can be condemned by God or by the gospel itself if they preach a perverted gospel. They are just under the illusion of something untrue. Paul is also right, though, let them be accursed. Paul, throughout Galatians, explains that the law itself is full of curses. Anyone who would then preach a gospel of the law, which is what he's complaining about, because he had preached the gospel of grace and peace to the Galatians, and then after he left, somebody came along after Paul and started preaching to them that they had to live under the law, including things like circumcise their men. So the law itself, as Paul explains in Galatians and his other letters, is a ministry of condemnation. It is full of curses. So if anybody places themselves under the law or preaches the gospel that we are under the law and abides or tries or attempts to abide by the law, they are condemned because the law itself condemns them, and that is due to their lack of understanding. It's due to their lack of knowledge of the gospel of grace and peace. So they are condemned, just not by God, not by the gospel. They are condemned by the law that they preach. They are also accursed by the law that they preach, meaning that if they abide by and live under that law, it will affect their idea of being subject to or in danger of curse or curses prescribed by the law. And so Paul is essentially saying, let them be accursed. If they want to preach that, let them be accursed. But I will not have you be ignorant. So they literally are warping anybody who preaches the law or abides by the law or places themselves under the law or even part of the law. They are accursed. They are condemned. The law itself is the ministry of condemnation. So they are condemned, and it will actually warp their entire worldview of life and God's opinion of them, or what they think God's opinion of them is what I mean. It doesn't warp God's opinion of them. God's opinion of them is they are righteous, but it warps their worldview and what they believe God's opinion of them would be, because they will feel condemned and unworthy, and they will then project that condemnation and unworthiness onto God's opinion of them as to what they think God thinks about them. And because they sense and believe the condemnation that comes from the law, it perverts and distorts their view of what God's opinion is about them. It's not good to preach any law. You can preach one law or all the laws, and either way you will be accursed, you will be condemned, and you will not appreciate God's true opinion of you, which is you are righteous and holy and perfect in His sight. It's revolutionary, I know. Have a revolutionary week.